I'm Clinton Griffiths. An updated version of the Make America Healthy Again report has just been released. It comes after a Washington publication says it found 7 of the more than 500 studies cited in the report either had not actually been published or it says were misrepresented. Ag News' Michelle Rook joins me. And Michelle, several farm groups are still taking issue with this report.
Clinton, while many in agriculture were bracing for much worse in the MAHA report, ag groups are urging the commission to use sound science in developing final rules, especially after this new investigation uncovered the use of faulty studies. They're also voicing fear about the possibility of losing key crop protection tools and how much that could cost U.S. farmers. While it's still early in the process, farm groups are calling into question the science the MAHA Commission used to make their recommendations, especially around important pesticides like glyphosate and atrazine.
When we have products that we know have been around 50 years, have been registered and re-registered and been through study after study over time, we just want to make sure that sound science is heard and that we're able to continue to move forward with what we know are products that have been through the rigors of all the scientific processes.
Luss says they're also concerned MAHA could upset the government approval process for crop protection tools.
You know, got to be real careful here that we don't undermine our regulatory systems.
A new report from the National Corn Growers Association warns the recommendations in the MAHA initiative could impose steep economic and environmental costs on U.S. farmers by limiting access to glyphosate and atrazine for weed management.
Farmers are facing costs of up to 60% higher. The reason for that is because some of the other options that cover a spectrum are more expensive, or we're looking at maybe stacking 2 to 4 different herbicides to replace just glyphosate or atrazine as part of their, crop protection plan.
Citing a 2023 Directions Group study, Swanson says there are environmental benefits tied to glyphosate, including a 22% reduction in sediment loss, 19% less water use for irrigation, and over 1.2 million tons fewer carbon emissions from machinery.
Using tillage was previously maybe one of the weed control methods that farmers would use. Because of the effective herbicide options, they are doing that. And so we've been making these great strides in sustainable ag practices.
Now, while the report wasn't as damaging as it could have been, Swanson says they're far from out of the woods.
Certainly, while on the whole spectrum of things, it could have been worse, we still don't view this as a good place to be in.
And that's why ag groups want a seat at the MAHA table before the next report comes out in August. Kip Tom, farmer and former U.S. ambassador to the UN Agency for Food and Agriculture, says MAHA is undermining science and food security. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.